Hello crows and non-crows alike, my name is Joe Mack, otherwise known as Support Crow, and I am back, fully restored to health and ready to do another DLC for Veilguard video because I know you lot really seem to like the first one. In the first video I asked for a trip to Orlais, a trip to Saharon, and a Citadel style DLC. This video is for all the other kinds of add-on content that I would appreciate. Now, allow me a moment to quickly suggest a new game plus, the ability to move transfer or transmog items to a new game, and some ability to recolor the styles of our equipment. Because ever since completing the game and kind of going out there in the community, everyone has been asking for those three things almost non-stop. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those out there and get those out of the way. Alright, here we go. Spoilers, obviously. You have been warned. Number 1, during the Fade Prison. In the game, eventually you swap places with Solus and you get stuck in his Fade Prison. You escape and immediately transition into a scene where you're having like this group conversation with your companions. And there's not a lot of context between you escaping that prison and that meeting taking place, and there's not really a whole lot said about what has transpired during the time while you were in the prison, because it might not seem like it, like you're playing in the game, but in actuality you have spent days, close to weeks, in that prison. But the game doesn't straight up tell you that. You have to go looking for that for yourself. I want a DLC that shows us what happened during our time in the Fade. Like, what from the moment Rook drops down into the Fade, maybe we switch over to another character, into a companion, preferably the one we're romancing, and we just sort of play as them for a little bit. We see Solus escaping, we see Elganon blow up the island because, you know, apparently he brought down like this pillar of fire and turned everything into glass, which would have been pretty cool to see, but we didn't get the chance to do so. And see what steps the team took in place to try to help us get out of the Fade. Ultimately, we are the ones, Rook is the one that gets themselves out of the Fade, out of the prison. But we do see our companions kind of on the other side, and they do help pull us out of there. I think this would be cool because we get to play as another character for a short amount of time, and we can see how the other companions are handling the aftermath of losing two other companions and their leader, Rook. Number 2, Trouble Down South. While we are taking care of things in Northern Thedas, Southern Thedas is going to shit. We are getting these messages from the Inquisitor, and every time we get a new message, it just gets progressively worse and worse and worse. Interim and Orzammar are being ravaged by Darkspawn. Orlais is in a standstill with the Venatori, and Skyhold has become like this last refuge for hope. I'd like some kind of mission that involves us going down to Skyhold and helping them out, be it either as Rook and the Veilguard, or as the Inquisitor and whatever remnants are left from the Inquisition. Number 3, a prologue. In character creation, we get to choose a faction, a backstory. You know, as a Grey Warden, you save a town from Darkspawn. As an Antivan Crow, you kill some Antam soldiers. As a Shadow Dragon, you bust a slaver ring and free some slaves. And you are told this, but you're never really shown it. I believe giving each faction 30 minutes to an hour to play through these backstories would be greatly appreciated. And it would also call back to Dragon Age Origins in a way. Number 4, add-ons to the Lighthouse. Now the Lighthouse it's a pretty cool setup. It's in the Fade, it's a really nice headquarters, but it's while you can upgrade and enchant your gear, the functionality of the overall space is fairly limited. I would like to see some additional mechanics kind of take place, because I'm really surprised that there wasn't like a forge up in there where you can like craft your own equipment like in the Inquisition. And you know, Lucanus and Emmerich and Bellara, they like to cook and whatnot. And we have this whole dining table. It's a focal point every now and then where we kind of like gather around and kind of discuss different things. I'm surprised there isn't like some sort of dinner mechanic like in like in Valhalla, like in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where you have like a feast and it gives everyone a buff. I'm really surprised something like that isn't in the game also. I think adding at least a forge to craft some items we've missed along the way, or at the very least changing the style or color of these items, would be fantastic. Last but not least, I would love to have an epilogue for this game. Like, so when you kill the gods and you give Solus his intervention, you climb back down to the city, people cheer, and then it's end game. Like, thank you for playing, close the book, job well done, grab your coat, get the hell out. At the very least, I'd like to go back to the lighthouse and have, I don't know, a dinner. And you know, if all the companions are alive, then it's a full party. If the other side of that is true, then maybe it's just you eating a wheel of cheese. In the Veilguard art book, there's actually a concept of a romance-based epilogue where you're spending time with your companion. It doesn't have to be some elongated quest that leads into what the next great conflict is. You know, we can still leave it open. An epilogue was a fan favorite for Baldur's Gate 3, and I honestly don't see why that would be different for Dragon Age the Veilguard. Okay, that pretty much covers all of my DLC add-on dreams for Dragon Age the Veilguard. Let me know down in the comments what kind of DLC you would like to see. I have another Veilguard video discussing what I love about the game coming out soon, potentially next week. Until then, be safe, be well, be kind, bye-bye.